This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Alright, today I'm going to talk about a huge issue in the PvP community that many of you probably don't want to hear. Your jimmies may become rustled, but that's okay. Also, I was talking to some of my friends about making this video and I was told that Ascendant Nomad made a similar video on this as well, so I'm going to link it in the description. Definitely check that out also. I haven't watched it yet because I didn't want it to affect like what I was going to say, but yeah, I'll put it in the description. So today I'm going to talk about the, well, frankly, loser attitude or thought process that many of us have in this game. Now I say us because I definitely used to be the same way, like maybe even on one of the worst end of the scale, but I'm not like that anymore, but I definitely used to. And now this is this like toxic attitude towards people who are playing to win the game, right? I'm talking like, OMG, this guy with the fusion rifle is trash. Use a hand cannon, bro. You're garbage. Come 1v1 me with the hand cannon. You could never hang, blah, blah, blah. Uninstall the game, right? Like, you know what I'm talking about, right? We all know that these players exist and they're like, honestly, they're everywhere. It's pretty common. I'm sorry, but if there is something in this game and you are playing to win, you should use it, or at the very least, you can't complain when someone else uses it. Like, I get in the moment if you die to something and you're frustrated, like that's understandable. We all do that like in the moment. But I'm talking like, for example, I made a fusion rifle video and I don't even use fusion rifles, and there were several like toxic comments about how bad I am like as a player or as a person for using one. And I'm like, if you're going out of your way to put like trash toxic comments on things of people using space video game weapons that you don't like you need to reevaluate your life, because I think you've lost touch of what's important, honestly. But also, you can't really hate on people for using what's strong in a game when you are playing to win. Like, that's the big point I want to talk about. Basically, I think there are 3 ways to play the game. Obviously, there's more, but I'm going to break it down into like 3 basic ways to play. So first, there's playing to win. Then there is playing to scrim, and then there's just playing for fun. So playing to win, if you hop onto the game into trials or something and your goal is to win, like you are playing to win the game, you should be using the absolute meta, like the peak of what is strong in the game. If you are trying to win, that is what you should be using. And if you're not using this and you lose to someone who is, you can't get mad at them for that. They want it more than you do. They deserve to win. You don't. It's your own fault. Now, you might say that you shouldn't have to use the peak of meta to win games, and I agree, but this is Destiny. It's never been balanced. It's never going to be balanced. So you do have to use the peak of the meta if you want to beat another team that's of similar skill to you who is using the peak of the meta. Now, if you are just playing for fun, so if you hop on and yeah, like you'd like to go flawless, but if you don't, it's not that big of a deal. You just want to play some games, maybe after work or before bed or something, have a good time, then obviously, yeah, use whatever you want. You're just playing for fun. Whatever loadout you have the most fun with, just use. I'm not saying you like must only use the meta at all times. No, if you're just playing for fun, use whatever you want. Obviously, like the ultimate goal of the game is to have fun. So yeah, use whatever you want if you're just playing for fun. I'm just saying that if you want to win and you refuse to use the meta, it's literally the meme with the guy in the bike and like he puts the stick in his bike. It might actually be like the best example of this meme I've ever seen. So yeah, that's literally what you're doing to yourself. Okay, and finally we have playing to scrim. Now, I bring this up because most people who have this sort of losing attitude are typically using a scrim loadout, right? They got their hand cannon and their shotgun, and they're complaining about everything they die to that isn't one of those 2 things. Yeah, if you want to use that and only die to that, then yeah, you need to be playing in a scrim, not in trials or comp, right? You need to go into a private match where there are rules, and then you can use that loadout and you can make the other team use that loadout and it'll be an even ground. That is where you need to be playing if you're going to complain about it. You can't be in trials or comp and then complain about people not using what you want them to use, right? If you want to use that, you need to be in a scrim setting. And if that's the way you like to play, that's totally fine. That's actually how I prefer to play the game. So I will be in a scrim if I want to be going against people using the same loadout. And then if I want to use that in trials, I have to understand that I'm just playing, like sometimes I'm playing for fun, sometimes I'm just trying to improve. I'm not really expecting to win, and I don't get mad anymore when I die to something that's not a hand cannon. Like I understand that I'm literally handicapping myself with my loadout. So as I wrap this up, I'm going to just kind of summarize my thoughts here. So basically, if you're that guy that dies to a fusion or whatever, and you complain, like, yeah, that's fine, we all do that. It's a product of the game being unbalanced. But if you're the person who messages them and goes out of your way to harass someone, I'm sorry, you're kind of a loser. Like, this is a video game with space magic, and we shoot little space aliens with make-believe weapons while wearing a cowboy hat. Like, dude, grow up. It's not that serious. So yeah, that's all I really have for this video. Get your popcorn ready probably for the comment section. I'm sure it's going to be a good one. But as always, I'm awake, and I'll see you guys next time.